Hey, what is going on? I am super pumped to be here and share this with you, but let me make sure we are clear on the audio and video. Real quick, if you give me a thumbs up, if you can hear me and see me, that way I know I'm transmitting to you. Waiting for some people to come on. Quick thumbs up if you could hear me and see me. Heart would be nice too. I appreciate all types of online affection. I didn't get a lot growing up, so when you give me likes and hearts and shares, it lights me up. You see, I'm smiling. If I wasn't so brown, I'd be blushing. Awesome. And let me know where you're watching this from. Second, I'm in New York, and we're in the middle of a blizzard. If you look outside, my backyard, there's like mad snow piled up. And if you're on the West Coast, you're probably experiencing this as well. I have a lot to clean up, but the good thing about working from home is I'm in a club called Team No Pants, where pants are optional. And I get to work on my online business without ever leaving. So snow, rain, non-existent. Let me know where you're from. I'm in New York, Long Island to be exact, in the middle of a blizzard. And I want to share some important stuff with you. So this is something that I've never discussed publicly, but I get so many questions about this. And the title of this live, as you can see, it says your vibe attracts your tribe, right? Some of you may say, oh, that's really cheesy, you know, duh. But what's interesting is that there's certain things, cliches, that they're said over and over and over again, that they're actually true, right? Your vibe attracts your tribe is actually true. And if you think about common used phrases, they're common for a specific reason. So I want to get more into that. But as you're settling in, give me a heart, like, thumbs up if you can hear me and see me. And secondly, let me know where you're watching this from. Super curious. So I'll ask you that too. What does your vibe attract your tribe mean to you? Ask yourself that question. What comes up? So I was having a great conversation a few days ago with my buddy Corey. And we have these great, deep, high-level conversations about life, about business, about philosophy. And so many people reach out to me. It's very often. They're like, dude, how can I build a business like you? I want to make $1 million. I want to live in a mansion. I want to have Lamborghinis and Ferraris and buy my dream cars. Where do I start? What do I do? You know? And of course, that's a very big question. It's very vague. It's kind of like a person goes to you and says, how can I lose weight? You know? There's so many different pieces to it. But if I could look at, let's say, the key formula, the key philosophy is to be in a peak state, in a high vibrational state, whatever that means to you. Now, imagine our emotions are on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 is shitty, tired, angry, fearful. 10 is, woo, I love my life. I'm happy. I'm grateful. I'm excited. I'm optimistic. So throughout my life, I came to realize that the higher up I stay in these high vibrational states, the easier life comes to me. It's like all these things, people, opportunities, ideas, they come into my life. And I'm in this state of high creativity, happiness, euphoria, and presence, right? And whatever a higher state is to you, that's what it is. I'm not telling you that you have to be happy and present and creative all the time. That's it for me, right? Tony Robbins has a great line. He says, live in a beautiful state, you know? And absolutely, wow, thank you for all the amazing hearts, whoever that is. You just made my day. So the biggest thing is to really look at where you are right now in the present moment. And I really believe living in the present moment, being here now, and being aware at what you are. I feel for me, it's my self-awareness that allows me to be in a higher state. Because the moment I dip down, I feel like shit, right? I feel fearful and I'm not creative. I feel kind of blah. I just want to lay in bed and do nothing, right? So I have a reminder on my wrist that says to maximize this moment. And that's a big part of my philosophy because life is here, now, in the present moment. And you have to ask yourself, how can I maximize this moment? Can I put some music on in the background? Can I just start telling some jokes? Can I get a little goofy? Can I just have fun and play, right? Because the biggest thing I learned for me is if I could live in a state of flow from morning to night and be present and be grateful and be excited about life, then I don't need to escape my life, right? And that's the big thing I teach to my students. Don't focus on having $1 million business. Don't focus on these tangible goals, but create a lifestyle, right? A lifestyle is the most important thing. Having freedom and abundance and the ability to spend time with your family, to screw around in the middle of the day, to not have to trade hours for dollars, to do what you love and get paid for it, right? And there's a high degree of understanding how to make this a reality. But going back to the key points, your vibration equals your quality of life, right? Your finances, your health, your happiness, your energy. Energy is everything. So if you're skeptical, like I used to be this guy that's very science-based, what is the scientific reasoning behind high vibration? I didn't understand it, right? I thought it was a little woo-woo, to be quite honest with you. But if you think about it, even from a scientific, logical point of view, if you're happier, you're more creative, you want to do more work, you want to come on Facebook Live and share your heart out. I love you, I care about you, I want to tell you all the epic shit I know, right? You're in a place where people want to be around you, right? When you go to a party, do you hang out the guy who's dancing, having a good time, enjoying life? Or is it a person who's just like depressed with their head down like this? My life sucks. No one loves me. I might as well die, right? No one wants to hang around that person because it's what you make of it, right? And I'm very authentic as well. I'm not saying I'm like this all the time. Last week I was down in the dumps. I was very transparent about feeling depressed, and I hit this like phase of old patterns and negativity, right? But I know it is happening for me. Even when I was down in those dumps, I'm never hopeless. I know it's kind of like having a cold. It sucks having a cold. I wish I wasn't sick. But the more I wish I wasn't sick, the more I resist it. It's more of like surrendering to it. So I surrender to feeling like shit. This is how I am right now. You know what? I let the world know that I feel like shit because it doesn't bother me, right? It doesn't affect me. It's a temporary state. It's part of the ride. However, when I'm in this humbled state, what can I learn from this experience? Or what areas of my life am I screwing up in, right? Every state that you're in is an opportunity to look at life through a different lens, right? So in terms of having a business, when you are humbled or you're doubting yourself or you're in a place where you're stuck, you also look at, okay, well, what do I love doing? What are the parts of my business that I love? What are the parts that I hate, right? So it's optimal to experience a wide variety of states. In a perfect world, you could be happy all the time, right? But that's like you take ecstasy or Molly. That's not realistic. You can't be in those crazy high, passionate, blissful states 24/7. You can condition yourself to get pretty damn close, but it's impossible because problems occur. Expect problems and eat them for breakfast, right? It's a part of life. But the whole point is the greatest thing you could do is to be present, right? To be present and be aware. That's why I always try to take inventory. What am I thinking? What am I speaking? What am I doing? It came up as potential spam. Thanks for the heads up. That's what I love about these new phones. They tell you if someone's a spammer. But the point that I'm making, I say this over and over again, because I get super passionate talking about this stuff, is the fact that if you're in a place where you're peaceful, you're happy, you're optimistic, your creativity flows, people want to be around you, people want to buy from you, right? And I say this often, so many times at my seminars, that people don't buy coaching, they buy coaches. So people are buying you, your personality, your wins, your losses, your story, your family, all the challenges in your life. People admire that about you, right? Make your mess your message. So the more that you share, the more people care about you, right? People could look at my life and just be like, ask a lot of questions. Why is this guy successful? How come he's having fun and having the things that he wants? Why is he sharing so much? Whatever the case is. Well, the point that I make is essentially, I'm no different if you meet me in person on a Facebook Live, you come to one of my seminars, or if we're hanging out here in my living room. It's all, I'm the same dude because I don't see a difference in work or play. It's all one. because the more that I share, the more that I give people my energy, my high vibes, my insights, my wisdom, the more comes back to me, right? And I don't do it to basically get something. I do it because I love it. I love it so much. So what I say to you is to really take inventory of where you are throughout the day, right? Are you at a 1 or a 2, shitty and sad, or a 9 out of 10, happy, present, and grateful? And you could condition yourself to go higher up the scale, but also your surroundings are going to be a key element of your happiness, right? So you see up there, there's a lion hanging off my balcony. My dear friend Pat Pilla gave me that as a Christmas gift. And there's lions all around my house, right? To some people, that's cheesy as hell. Why do you have lions all over your house, right? For me, it's very empowering. There's something of significance to have a lion around me. That's why I have 9 of them in the various rooms of this house. I have it on my arm, right? It's something I look at all the time, and boom, it changes my state. There's a big ass lion up here. I'm going to show you the point of view of how I see it every single day. You see, it's a lot bigger than you would anticipate. But I just want to show you outside real quick while I got the camera up. This is my driveway over there. And I have a basketball and volleyball court fully covered in snow. And guess who has to clean that up? But it's crazy out here. It's not getting any better. Anyways, back to me. So that's the question I have for you. Like, what are some triggers you have in your house that keep you in this amazing, creative, happy, focused state? To me, it's lions, right? You'll see like 9 lions all around my house, and every time I look at it, boom, I remember who I need to be in the present moment. So a lot of how you carry yourself on a daily basis is aligned to that as well. How you dress, how you speak, how you act, everything comes down to who you are, right? And this is who you put out into the world. As I say time and time again, your vibe attracts your tribe, because who you are in the present moment is essentially shaping your reality. When you think, act, and speak as your highest self, you will attract the highest things in your life. Fatima says, yes, when you're true to you, you no longer feel the need to wear masks around the different people you encounter. Oh my God, couldn't have said it better myself. You know, Sheldon loves lions. But your level of transparency in terms of who you are 24/7 a day is essentially going to lead to your greatest success, right? I do different levels of high-level coaching, right? At the highest program that I have for sale right now, at the time of you listening to this, is a $32,000 coaching package. I have one package, it's a $10,000 full day of business immersion. People will come to my house and I'll go through the whole business, break it down, give them every element of their marketing, their sales, their delivery, and make sure they get a ROI on that single day, okay? So a lot of people that aren't into the business coaching world, they'll say, who the hell will buy something for $32,000? And why would someone pay you $10,000 to sit in your living room? That makes no sense to me. Well, in the world of online coaching, there's the element of a return on investment, right? So I've invested $36,000, $50,000 in different mentors. Last month, I went to a seminar. It was $10,000 to be there for the week, right? When you're investing in yourself, you get a massive ROI back into your life and growth in your business and happiness, right? I've collectively invested over $300,000 in my own personal education ever since I started investing in myself. And that comes back tenfold in multiple areas of your life, in my personal happiness, my relationships, my wealth. So the point that I'm making is the higher up the income ladder that you go, you get paid for who you are and not what you do, okay? So to give you an example, the highest people on Instagram that have the biggest, largest accounts, they make the most money, but they get paid for who they are and not what they do, okay? In every single industry, you get paid for who you are. So let's say I could be categorized as an online business coach. Now, online business coaches are a dime a dozen. You could find them just going on Google. They're targeting you with ads all the time, right? Me, I am AJ Mirzad. I am a specialist in what I do in terms of helping people find their superpowers, build an online coaching business that gives them freedom, financial abundance, fulfillment, focusing on high-level marketing, sales funnels, and serving with your superpower, right? But I get paid for who I am. And how do I get paid for who I am? By expressing myself wholeheartedly. Coming here, pressing live, no filters, fully authentically me, just sharing and talking. Taking you to the deepest, darkest points of my life, facing my demons, taking you along for the ride, sharing my wins, right? A year ago, I moved into my dream house. For 10 years, I had this on my bedroom wall. I lived in this tiny dungeon bedroom in my parents' basement, and I had all these dreams of living in a dream house, having an online coaching business, traveling the world, writing books, serving people in my seminars, right? This was all a freaking dream, but I went to work on it by becoming the person who deserves it, right? Once I became the person, everything just came into my life. It was fully aligned. And that's the thing that I tell you over and over and over and over again. It's the simplicity of being yourself wholeheartedly, serving at the highest level. You have to get results. You have to give people your heart, give them everything that you have, right? When you come to one of my seminars, I'm giving my heart to you. I'm present. I'm there. I'm giving. And at that same level, people come back to my seminars. They refer people. Next weekend, I have 2 seminars at my house. I have a book retreat and a female seminar all day on Sunday. Now, I'm not saying this to brag, but the point I'm saying is that people buy who I am, so people buy who you are. So years and years ago, when I identified my major goals in life, I said to myself, who do I need to be in order to deserve this lifestyle, right? Instead of saying, how can I make $1 million? How can I serve 1 million people, right? That's a better question to ask. When you're helping people, you're serving them, you're changing your identity. And the more you're at your highest level, that's where things happen effortlessly. Coincidences and synchronicities and people contacting you. You ever have that when you think about someone and moments later they text you or they call you? Look, why do you think that is? You know, I am bamboozled sometimes on why that happens because I'm a big believer in science. I'm a logical dude. How is it I was just thinking about this guy and he just called me? Well, there's something that is out there that we have not defined yet. There's a certain type of energy, a force field, an element of interconnection. We're all interconnected in the way, right? If you really think about it, we're all one because whether you define the smallest molecule, the atom, or the earth as an organism, it's all one thing. Depends on where you look at it. It's your perception. So being that it's all one thing, there's this interconnected way about how the world works. Allison Graham, my all-star student in my Boss Lady VIP, she says it the best. Energy, frequency, and vibrations. We are connected. Bam, right? So for many people, this is like an alien concept. This guy's nuts. Is he on drugs? What is he talking about? You know, this is totally up to you based on your perception, but your belief on life will dictate your philosophy on life and your results. What I mean by that is if I believe that in order for me to be happy and peaceful and grateful, I will achieve success, well, that's a great belief to have because it ends up making me happy, grateful, and just enjoying life and celebrating all the time and at the same time achieving the things I want, right? I have a lot of friends who are self-made millionaires and they're miserable. They work their asses off. They bitch and moan about their teams. They're in a lot of pain and they're upset. I'm happier being wealthier than I was when I was broke. I swear to God, I'll tell you that because I've developed the lifestyle for myself, right? I don't have to do anything if I didn't want to today, right? This is my freedom. This is what I do for fun. At the same time, I make money off it, right? Isn't that something beautiful? But it's because I believe that people, when they're at their highest state, achieve their highest capabilities, okay? And that's another reason why I do stand-up comedy. I'm recording a rap album. You know, coming in 2018, you will see a rap album, legitimately, right? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I know why I'm gonna do it, and I don't know the how yet. I just know the why, and it's gonna happen. But the element of what I'm saying is people buy you. They buy your personality. They buy coaches, not coaching. Your vibe attracts your tribe, okay? So I know that if I step out of my comfort zone and I focus on being funnier and more entertaining and more charismatic, I could communicate better, thus helping more people. So I'm working on these things to make myself more valuable, right? Jim Rohn, the world's greatest business philosopher, RIP, he says that your money is correlated to the value you add into the marketplace. You want to become wealthier? Add more value. Now, this is what I'm doing essentially, adding value, giving to you, sharing with you, engaging, answering your questions, but coming from a place of love and service. I am totally lost right now. I don't know what day of the week it is, where I am. I'm here with you fully, talking, sharing. I have no filter. But when I'm in this place, I'm contributing. And when I contribute, I add value. When I add value, great things come into my life. Not that I focus on adding value to get great things, but it's a nice exchange, right? And if you look at the wealthiest people in the world, they are very valuable people. Look at the value that Elon Musk is adding to the world compared to a janitor, okay? They're both awesome people. I'm not hating on the janitor, but look what Elon Musk is doing. Dude is sending us to Mars to inhabit a new planet, right? We could colonize Mars. That's some epic shit. That's a lot of value. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, look at the value that they're adding, okay? And it doesn't mean you have to be this super smart nerd to create a Facebook or a Tesla. It means that in the present moment, how can you serve? How can you give? How can you pour your heart out to people wherever you are, right? That's why I say to maximize this moment. I'm here with you. I'm by myself. I'm stuck in a blizzard. I could be at home bitching and moaning, Netflix and chilling, doing nothing, screwing around, but I'm here with you because I want to serve you. This makes me so freaking happy. This lights me up. And the fact that you're here giving me hearts and we're interacting, what a blessing. I'm so happy that people want to listen to me talk, right? There's so much to be grateful for. But the point I'm saying is I serve as a part of my day, right? That's why you see me doing a lot of posts, a lot of videos. I do free seminars. I'm doing a free seminar, by the way. Here's a moment to plug my seminars. I'm doing one next week, next to the 14th, Sunday here at my house. So far, 63 women signed up. So if you're a woman and you want to come, that sounds bad. But if you're a woman and you want to come to a female seminar, the 14th, hit me up. We might have some room. Depending on the weather, some women may drop out. And then in LA, the 27th of LA, January, I'll be there giving a seminar too. So I would love to see you. But the point I'm saying is I'm just giving. I'm giving by default. So we all heard that term about giving and contribution. It all comes down to you being in a place where you're just pouring your heart out. You're serving at the highest level. When you serve at the highest level, you lose track of time. You're in a place where you love what you do. This amazing creativity just flows out of you and you're helping people. And you can never get down on yourself when you're helping people. You know, I think about this, like whenever I'm in a place where I'm stuck with something, I give that to someone else, okay? Let's say, for example, I have a bad month in business and I feel broke and I feel like I'm poor. I will literally give money to a poor person, right? I'll invest in a charity because that act of giving gets me out of thinking that I'm poor. I have more than enough to survive and to be happy, right? If I'm feeling lonely, let's say I have a bad date, doesn't go great. I go home on a Saturday night and I'm feeling lonely. You know what? I'll think about friends who I could hook up. I could hook this person up with that person, introduce them, and boom, I made a love connection and I'm giving love, right? Last week when I was down in the dumps and I hit this little depression, I was going through a lot of bad patterns of excessive drinking and self-medicating. I was in a really rough place, my rock bottom, the worst moment of my 2017. What did I do? I reached out to friends and I sent voice messages. Hey man, I really appreciate you. Thank you for who you are. Hope you have an amazing new year. Just thinking of you. You had a big impact on me. Just giving. Because when I'm giving people love and I'm giving people the ability of communication and giving people money, I'm in a place of abundance. When I'm feeling abundant, abundant comes to me, right? Abundance is essentially a feeling. You don't have to be wealthy to feel abundant. You could do that by giving, by serving, by helping someone, making their day better, right? I have a rule that every single person I contact with, I want to leave them off better than how I found them. If I could give them a compliment or give them a tip or just be present, be an example for them, right? When I'm happy and I'm present and I'm passionate, I'm giving the gift to those around me because in my state, I make them feel happier. I make them feel more free, right? In a place where they're accepted. Because I don't have people that I hate. I don't have enemies. I don't have people that I wish bad upon it. I swear to God, right? And when you're in a place of social media, let's say someone gets a new car. You didn't see that. You didn't like their post. Man, they get all butthurt about it. Man, these people, they don't care about me. Screw him. He's jealous. He's a hater. And we've never dealt with this before, right? Right now, your biggest problem in life is managing the perceptions of what people think about you. I'll say that one more time. Right now, your biggest problem in life is managing the perceptions of what other people think about you. That is because of social media. This didn't exist 20 years ago. We weren't so interconnected, right? We're so connected on social media that we have these lives that are very shallow and we think that people are thinking about us. Or when we share something and a person doesn't respond, then they don't like us, whatever the bullshit is. And that's the way it's always has been, right? When a person says, I give zero fucks of what people think about me, right? That's a great theory, but it never pans out to reality. We all care. We all care about the perceptions of others. We care about being a good citizen, about making people feel happy, about being a good husband, a wife, a good person. But at the end of the day, it's knowing that that's something that stops you as well, right? That's something that where you are in your life is determined by how uncomfortable you could be. They say when you're uncomfortable with uncertainty, the more possibilities open up in your life. And let's say when you're here doing a Facebook Live, you're sharing, you're online, putting out something, putting out your art, expressing yourself, all of a sudden it gets scrutiny, right? Some people like it, some people don't. Someone could even leave a troll comment. Man, that's a fucked up haircut you have. Ha ha ha, ugly motherfucker, right? You read that comment, you're like, man, I will never do a video ever again. I didn't realize that people are so mean and cruel, you know? So there's a bit of that when we expose ourselves that we're gonna have conflict and criticism and judgment. However, there's also the 99.9% of it, which is helping people, serving them, and being a person who doesn't give a shit what others think about them, right? Because if you care about what others think about you, you're gonna have a shitty life because that holds most people back. So it is impossible to have a zero fucks given mentality. You are gonna care what people think about you, but try to be aware of it and know that it's not that important. That your will to serve others at the highest level is far more important than the bullshit someone else thinks about you, right? What someone thinks of you is none of your business. So that's why I urge you, and I'm just doing this because it has helped me so much, right? I'm not advising you what to do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm living by example and urging you, okay? The moment I got out of my comfort zone, my shy, introverted, I started for the first 20 years of my life, I hid from the world, right? And because I hid from the world, I hid from money, I hid from opportunities, I hid from love, and all these things were a part of me not being my highest self, right? And when you look at your life, like, do you feel like you're at your highest potential in the 4 areas, your health, your wealth, your happiness, your relationships? Are you like a 10 out of 10? Or there's some areas that are high, some areas that are low? I would guarantee you that a big part of it is managing people's perceptions, right? The ability of being yourself wholeheartedly in every single situation in life. The more you express yourself, the more you're living authentically. There's an energy about it, right? So you will see me on video. You'll talk to me on the phone. If you see me in person, you'll see I have a very passionate, high level of energy. I used to be very tired. I used to be very head down, bad body language. I used to breathe very shallow. However, the less I gave a shit what people thought about me, the more I felt clear, the more I felt like myself. Like I don't have to wear a mask, right? I can express myself fully to you. And that frees up a lot of energy that I use for my business, for my creativity, to improve my life. and I have a lot of freedom as a result of that. Both freedom in my surroundings to do as I please, when I please, but freedom to be myself. Freedom to just be in the moment and not give a shit how I look, how I speak, how I act, right? Because people make judgments anyway. I could be giving away $1 million here on social media. Who wants my money? I'm gonna give it all away, right? And there's still people that will hate on me. You know, still people that will talk shit. That's the way it is, right? Everyone has haters. Even Mother Teresa, she had haters, right? People say, Mother Teresa, trying to feed those kids. What's wrong with that bitch, right? That's the way that the world is. People are going to judge you. The moment they see me, people make judgments. They say all these different things that come up, and that's totally cool. I don't care about what people think about me. I manage those expectations, but I just give. I share, you know? Because the biggest thing you could do is to allow the perceptions of others to get in the way of you serving at the highest level. Because there's kind of like two ways you could focus on, right? You focus on what people think about you, or you can focus on the impact that you have and helping others and serving them and giving and contributing. This will get you very far in life. If you focus on this, what people think about you, shit, it's going to be a really lonely, crappy, unresolved life. Mandy, what's going on? So, Mandy is my anchor to bring me back into the point of this, because it all comes together. As I mentioned, that your vibe attracts your tribe, right? Not just a cheesy line, but it's true. And the highest thing you could do in the present moment is to increase your vibrations. You can increase your state, right? Vibrations is a little too woo-woo for some people. I just like that term because it's true, right? I come from a psychology background of a master's in psychology. And for me, it's a word that works, because if I'm at an 8, 9, or 10 out of scale of 1 to 10, my life is amazing. I'm happy. I'm peaceful. I'm just so much energy comes through me. If I'm at a 1 or 2, I'm useless. Like last week when I was down in the dumps, essentially all this bad stuff started happening. You know, I started attracting all these negative circumstances. You know what's crazy? When I started feeling down, the heat stopped working in this house. Okay. Here in New York, it's 9 degrees. It's freezing. So for 48 hours, I did not have any heat. And that's when I was feeling miserable and crappy. So there's no coincidence why all these bad things were happening to me, right? I can tell you about some other bad shit, but I'm not going to get into it right now. But the point I'm saying is that Allison made a good point earlier, and what I agree as well, that everything is interconnected. So you are an individual person, but you're connected to the great whole of the universe. And like Mandy says, everything is energy. And if you're in a place where you're peaceful, you're loving, you're giving in the present moment, you just give. Well, guess what? It's like a rebound. It comes right back to you tenfold, right? If you're contributing, you're abundant, you're just serving people, you're loving them, you're caring about them, you're not giving a shit of how you look, how you're speaking. My house is not that clean right now. There's probably some socks on the floor and there's shit all over the place, right? I don't care about that. I don't care. What I care about is being here with you, giving, sharing. That is all I care about. That's why I'm here on a Thursday afternoon connecting with you. Nothing makes me happier. And at the same time, we're getting closer. You can feel it, right? We're getting closer. But I'm communicating with you wholeheartedly, right? And I used to have a hard time doing this, right? I started for the first 3 years of my life going live on Facebook. I would be so nervous. What if I mess up? What if I stutter? What if I pee in my pants? Right? You can't see that right now, even if I did, but you get the point. But I don't care about that. I care about you, and I care about serving you, right? And because I'm in a place of service and I'm giving and contributing, I don't think about anything else, right? The greatest gift you could give your life is to be in a state of flow where time and space ceases to exist. And think about the last time you were in a state of flow. Were you working on something and you were so engulfed in working on it, you forgot where you were, time just flew by, right? Or you were hanging out with someone and you were talking, you were having a deep conversation. Hours flew by and it felt like minutes. How can you create that in your life on a daily basis? And that is doing the things that you love and being in your highest state in the present moment. Every single day, I'm thinking like, how can I make my life better? How can I become happier? How can I give more? How can I contribute? And it's leading me to all these great doors because that's what I'm thinking about, you know? Thankfully, and I look back on 2017, it was the best year of my life. Oddly enough, the last few days of it, I hit this little depression, but it was the happiest year of my life. You see, in the past, I would get depressed for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I have this anxiety, and I would go to using recreational drugs. I was doing the hardcore shit, cocaine, ecstasy, crystal meth. I was fucking killing myself because I could not get out of this mind, and I was looking at the world as being so scarce, meaning there was a lack of abundance, and I was in a place where I was scared all the time. I was nervous, right? So looking at the last year that I had, the 2017, it was the best year of my life just because of my life where it used to be, you know, how difficult things were. So I don't mind being depressed for a few days, where in the past it was a few weeks. I was down in the dumps and I couldn't get out of it. It was a dark hole that I was in. Essentially, you're in a place where you're always trying to improve, right? 2017 financially was a phenomenal year too. I made more money in 2016. However, I worked significantly less. Okay? Makes no sense. How can I make more money and work less? That is because I added value to myself as a human being, right? I charged more for my products. I got more people coming to my seminars. I had multiple events here at this house because I worked on myself, right? I was present. I was giving. The most value that I've added was 2017. I did videos almost every single day. I was putting out posts. I was contributing, giving, doing free seminars. And that all came back to me, right? James, he says 2018 will be even better. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. I feel like if you're a person who works on yourself and you want to become better and you're investing in yourself, you're around positive people, every year gets better, you know? Man, I thought 2016 was a great year. And I'm like, man, this is the best year of my life. I'm so grateful I put this post on Facebook. 2016 was the best year of my life. And then 2017, damn, this was even better. You know, it just gets better and better and better. It's like fine wine. When you're focused on bettering yourself, you improve over time, right? That's such a gift you could give yourself, to basically work on becoming happier, becoming more loving, helping, serving more. It makes such a big difference. I'm living an example. I feel like I found a secret, and I'm trying to share the secret with you, right? So if you're still on here, you get what I'm saying. You feel it, right? Some other people, they're like, that's some bullshit. I don't believe anything the guy says. He's a scammer. Screw him. I'm out. Peace. I'm going to go back to my miserable life. Because how could your life get better? Like, you get older and you're longer in a relationship and it starts to wane and you make less money because you retire. No, like, these are all the beliefs that you have, and your beliefs are the worst things if they limit you. If you have good beliefs and you feel really happy about life and you feel that your vibe attracts your tribe and all of a sudden the universe is always giving to you, it's giving you opportunities. Here's a problem. Here's a fucked up thing. But guess what? I love you and I want you to learn from this. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to take this. I'm going to learn from it. Got your back, right? So that's the whole way. It's like your perception of life equates how life is lived. Do you hear me on this? Do you get it? If you get it, give me a thumbs up, a love. Appreciate that. Alana says, hello, I love this. Very true. Absolutely. I just speak from the heart. I'm just sharing what comes out and what I'm living by, right? Giving you all my secrets. Ebony, thank you for all the hearts. I appreciate you. Like I said, growing up, I didn't get a lot of affection from my parents. So I look to social media for my affection. When you give me hearts and shares and likes, man, it makes my day. So thank you. Keeping it real. So what can we take away from this? Well, one of the biggest things that I've been working on when I look back on the last year that has really taken my income to the highest level, the most money I've made, the most fun I've had, and the least I had to work, right? It was essentially working on my communication. So in 2017, I did my first night of stand-up comedy, right? Not that I want to be a stand-up comedian, not that I want to make a career out of it, because stand-up comedy scares the shit out of me, right? There's nothing scarier than going on stage and being vulnerable, naked with your jokes, and people are judging you. If you're not funny, they boo you. They heckle you. They throw tomatoes at you, right? If you're funny, they're like, okay, you're good to go. So it's a scary thing to go up there. I used to be so scared of public speaking, but I realized if I speak, even if I suck, people are going to clap anyway. Good job. But with comedy, you're up there. You're naked, right? If you suck, you feel it and you let people down. So I had this big fear of doing that, but I realized that in life, I don't think about the how or the what. I just focus on the why. Well, my heart is telling me that I have to do stand-up comedy because I've learned early on that the cave that you fear holds a treasure that you seek. So whenever my heart says, do this shit, it's scary. I'm like, oh man, really? I gotta do it? Okay, cool. I do it. And then as I'm doing it, I'm like, holy shit, I'm becoming a different person. And I'm going through this not for the comedy night, not for the experience, but who I become in the process, right? So I always talk to myself and think about, what do I need to do in my life? Well, I know I need to be more engaging, add more entertainment to my content, to my speaking. So I do stand-up comedy and I take improv classes. And in the past, I've taken acting classes, right? So you could see, oh, this guy's polished. He's a great speaker, but I'm doing these hard challenges to make myself better, right? Because I did my first night of stand-up comedy October 6th, 2017. I was so nervous. I was so worried. But on that day is when I wrote my jokes. Literally the day of. It was like a last minute thing. I just went up there and I said, I'm going to do my best. And when I got on stage, I didn't think with my head. I was focused on my heart. How can I entertain these people? How can I make them laugh? I had a routine in the back of my mind of some things I was going to talk about. However, when I was up there, I was in the present moment. It just flowed. It just came out of me and the crowd laughed. It was awesome. And I think I did pretty decent, you know? No stand-up comedy training, no past history other than the love of entertaining people, serving them. Even the veteran stand-up comics that were there, they're like, dude, this is your first time? Man, you got a gift for this. You should do more of this, you know? And I said, no, I just did it to like challenge myself. And in doing that, I became different, right? After that comedy show, a lot of people around me are like, man, you're so much looser. You're funnier. You're more yourself. I did that in the beginning of October. At the end of October, I had my major 2-day seminar, and everyone inside the room were like, man, I've never seen you so funny. You were cracking jokes the whole time. You had us all engaged and entertained. Even on this live, I'm just being myself. If I'm with you one-on-one at a seminar, on the internet, it's all one. It's all me. This is who I am. So essentially, by doing these things, I become a better communicator. I become more entertaining. I contribute at a higher level, right? Because nowadays, we are getting out of the information age, right? I think from the year 2000 to 2015, it was the information age. There's so much information. There's Google, Wikipedia, YouTube. You're drowning in information, right? We don't need more information. We need more transformation. We're in a place where we're hungering for progress, right? If someone wants to lose weight, they could go on a million different websites and get the workouts, the nutrition, the cardio plan. The information has never been so widely available. Shit that used to, people charge like hundreds of dollars for is now free on Google. But why do you think obesity is at its highest right now all around the world? I think it was 75% of the world is obese. How is 75% of the world obese, but we have so much information on how to lose weight and how to get in shape? Answer that question, please. I would love to get your insights. That's $1 million question, the $1 billion question, because the weight loss industry is $1 billion industry and it's only growing. So if we have all this information, how come we're not all billionaires with six packs? Answer that question, right? How come very few people are able to take the information, apply it to their lives, and live their dreams? That is the question you want to ask, right? What is the element behind one's success? Whether it is in their business, in their relationships, in their fitness, what is the underlying thread, right? Because you can get a person who has great success with fitness. They have this amazing discipline, but they take that discipline into another field, right? Or you have irregularities, right? You have a person who's so wealthy and they're so successful, but they're not around their family. They're not in a place where they're spending time with their wife or really being affectionate with their kids. So why do you think people are held back? We have so much information. There's so many books on relationships, on making $1 million, on getting in the best shape of your life. Why are people not applying it? Why are we not implementing all this great advice that we have? Alana says complacency. Yes, please elaborate on that. Guys, complacency is also in a place where you're comfortable, right? That's the worst place to be good, to be comfortable, because you could settle for an average life, or you could settle for an extraordinary life full of passion, love, happiness, opportunities, possibilities, people. There's all these things that come into place when you choose, okay? Alana says, AJ, you're amazing. Love this. Love you. Appreciate you. Thanks for that. Melissa says, easy to do and easy not to do. Exactly. Thank you, Melissa. Killing it. Dave McCarthy, what's going on, buddy? Dave McCarthy has launched his YouTube channel. He's my all-star student. He spoke at my last seminar, wrote a best-selling book, Begin with Belief, and now he's got a killer YouTube channel, and he says to preach. That means a lot. Thank you, Dave. Essentially, that's $1 million question. We live in the information age. There's information to do anything that you want in Facebook groups, on YouTube, Wikipedia, Google. Why are we drowning in information, but there's not a lot of transformation, right? Right now, you could read a few posts about Bitcoin and make $1 million. You go on YouTube and there's exercise libraries of exactly what to do. Nutrition plans. Here's my nutrition plan. Follow it. It's just sitting there on Google, right? So what holds people back? How come they don't have what they want? How come they settle? Are you going to settle? Or are you going to be on team never settle? Oh, hell no. I'm not going to settle for a mediocre life. So the biggest thing that we want to do is, one, change ourselves, get the best out of life that we can, and at the same time, help others, serve, right? Now, if I just focus on myself and said, I'm going to live this amazing life and be a self-made millionaire and hide away from the world, smoke weed, have fun, who gives a shit? I wouldn't be fulfilled. I'd become wealthier, but I wouldn't be happy, right? Fulfillment comes from giving and loving and serving. That's what makes me happy, right? If I hid back and didn't share all my secrets with you, then I would feel like a piece of shit. TW says, in the words of John Rambo, get busy living or get busy dying. Hell yes. Amin says, because we neglect to change who we are. Yes, great point, 100%. Complacency and comfort, right? Comfort is a bad place to be. That's why I really focus on doing one thing every day that scares the shit out of me, right? Honestly, I did not have an intention of going live like this and sharing from the heart, going, but I knew that I had to get uncomfortable, right? I was in my pajamas, I was just chilling, and I'm like, you know what, this is a snow day. I could be a lazy snow day or be in a place and just give and contribute and connect, right? Because as I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, in my zone of complacency, of just chilling in my warm, cozy house, got a fireplace, just relaxing, I could just chill, or I could serve. I could get up off my ass and give, and share, and love, and connect. And this is the best thing that I did because it created momentum for me, right? And because I'm giving, life gives back to me. As stupid as it sounds, but me going live and for an hour sharing my heart and giving my best secrets, mysteriously enough, life ends up giving back to me. I can't explain it, but you will see. Try it out for size. So that's why I always say, like, if you're stuck, if you're depressed, if you're feeling lonely, if you're lacking money, give. When you give that which you lack, you get more of it. That's a secret no one tells you about. Alana says, stop fucking settling and serve. Woo! I feel that. Melissa, best workshop ever. Love you, Melissa. Appreciate that. Ebony says, gotta go. Have a good one, Ebony. Thanks for all the hearts and all the support. I appreciate you. So, back to the point of view. So, everything I said earlier is kind of like the shift that we're having in the whole world, in the span of the internet, the span of civilization, right? Information is a dime a dozen. We're going into this amazing exponential growth of technology, robotics, AI, rockets to the moon, right? They say that by the year 2030, they're going to have an implanted internet in our brain. That is literally 12 years away. 12 years from now, we're going to have the internet in our brain. So no longer do you have to memorize subjects A lot of school is going to become obsolete. A lot of careers are going to become obsolete, right? That's going to be both a good thing and a bad thing. What do you feel about having the internet in your brain, right? So I feel that initially they're going to give us an option in order to have that, right? Because who wouldn't want to have a smartphone on their brain at all times? Any fact that you want, any YouTube video, you want to look at porn, boom, you think about it, it's there, right? But what is the negative effect of being connected 24/7? Right? You begin to not think for yourself. You begin to just go into the society, the philosophy of the internet, whatever is going on, right? Black and white, hate and love. This person is good, this person is bad. Whatever the internet says is what you believe in, right? And as scary as it may sound, because of the exponential growth in technology, AI is becoming very prevalent. Artificial intelligence, right? Recently in Google, they had a little experiment where they had two different robots competing to solve a puzzle. A few minutes into the experiment, one robot spoke to the other robot and they had this conversation and they were going back and forth. The scientists could not decipher the conversation, so they freaked out. The robots were going back and forth in their own language, communicating. They shut both robots down. They closed the project, okay? That's how powerful artificial intelligence is. In these little tests, it's beginning to communicate, right? As we go into melding the human body with cyborgs and robotics, our whole life is going to change. As I mentioned, 12 years from now, the internet is going to be embedded in your brain. You see the exponential growth of technology. 5 years from now, mark my word, you're going to have self-driving cars on the road, okay? Meaning that a car is going to become like an Uber in a sense. Lost my signal for a second, but I could go on and on and on and on. And it brings us back to your own level of authenticity, right? Because the way that the internet's going, how addictive these phones are, social media, you're not thinking for yourself. You're in the world of the human consciousness. And the human consciousness on a global level is a very negative place to be. If it wasn't so negative, obesity would not be at 75%. You wouldn't have so much suicides and depressed people. You wouldn't have so much war, killing, rape, murder. This is the way that the world is. You can't deny it, right? But if you're on the internet 24/7, you're watching the news, you're being brainwashed and you're subscribing to that negative global narrative. However, what I do, and what I tell you to do after this, is to turn your phone off, okay? So I literally turn my phone off for hours and hours every single day. Turning my phone off has probably had the biggest impact on my happiness, on my energy, on my wealth, on my creativity. I'm reading a great book right now, and it is called Deep Work. And it says that the people who are able to work in a very deep way, not a shallow way, a very deep way, for hours and hours every single day, they will change the world, right? So a lot of the stuff that I'm telling you is from my deep work. It's from my journaling and my reading and my studying and my conversations, and not being stuck to being in my damn newsfeed all day long and clicking all day long, right? Because this is where the creativity ideas come in. And also I create my own environment. I create my own economy. I don't give a shit what the economy is doing because I create my own economy, right? I don't care that there's unemployment and there's these issues, this and that. That ain't got nothing to do with me, right? Because that's not going to affect how I view wealth and service, right? I don't watch the news. I'm happy. I turn my phone off. I go into deep work and I'm unaffected by the media and the gossip and the social media, right? All these things are helpful. They're tools. I'm not saying to get yourself off. The only way I'm talking with you right now is through social media. I love it. It's life-changing, but it makes us very shallow, right? Shallow connections, right? We're connected to more people, but they're not like back in the day when we go over someone's house and hang out with them for 2 days and connect them on a deep level. We have so many friends, but they're so thin. And the shallowness of our lifestyle is in our relationships and in ourselves, right? Everything that we show on the social media is polished and clean. That's why a lot of people could look at my life and be like, man, this guy's a good life. He's happy. He's healthy. He's abundant. But I have shitty days as well, right? I could have totally kept this from you, Last week I had a really bad breakdown. I could have kept it from you and be like, I'm having a really bad day, but I'm going to keep this to myself because am I ruining my image of being a happy, successful guy? No, I'm telling you the truth because I know that you're going through the same thing too, right? I feel that I'm not loved. I don't feel enough. I feel like an imposter, right? Moments before I press live and that red button comes on, I feel like an imposter. I'm like, who am I to teach this stuff? Why should I be serving at this level? What if this all goes away? What if people stop coming to my seminars and they stop buying my programs and I'm going back to my mom's basement, right? And at the end of the day, I realized that too. I thought about that. If I lost everything, it would not matter because this does not define me. My lifestyle does not define me. Who I'm defined by is the person I became in the process. On the 10 years from the moment I started my business, September 15th, 2007 is when I started my business. From that moment on, it wasn't about me. It was about serving and giving and contributing and being in a place where all this shit that I have, the houses, the cars, the millions, it doesn't define me. I could wake up and have a terminal illness. Doctor says, you have cancer. You're dying in 6 months. Do you think I'm going to give a shit about this house or my money? It's unimportant. It can all come and go. It's very transient, just like life. Good things come, good things go. But who you are is the most important thing. And that's why I work so much more on who I am as a person. Most of my investment goes in my own personal development, right? I invest in myself. If I'm happier, more peaceful, more loving, I contribute more, I'm a better person. As a byproduct, I make more money. I change more lives, right? And again, it goes down to your vibe, right? Your vibe attracts your tribe. That's why you're here, right? You're here to learn. I'm learning from you. You're leaving great comments, just like Dave says. Recently, downloaded the Moment app and it records your screen time on your phone. Eye-opening how much I was actually on it. Yes, download Moment, download Rescue Time for your laptop, and for 1 week, see how much you bullshit. It's the best thing to get a report at the end of the week and says, Dear AJ, you spent 20 hours on Facebook. You're a freaking loser, right? It tells you that. And you're like, damn, why did I spend 20 hours on Facebook where I could have spent 20 hours getting close with my family, talking to my friends, serving people, working on my business, focusing on my goals? Man, that time is better spent doing better things, right? That's why I say the simplest thing you could do, and it's very counterproductive, is to turn your phone off and take a nap, right? I take 2 naps a day. Naps have changed my life. I would not be the man I am today without my naps. I swear to God, I'm telling you, by napping, I'm resetting my brain twice a day. I do it for 20 minutes, right? Right now, I'm giving you, I'm serving. I'm out of breath. I got a dry mouth. I'm parched. I'm dying. But I'm going to take a sip of water, have some protein, and I'm going to take a 20-minute nap. I wake up. I'm a new man. I'm rejuvenated, right? I turn my phone off and I take a nap, right? I could hustle all day long, but I'm going to get burnt out. I'm not going to be able to create this type of content and be here and do 2-day seminars and go and flow and give if I was burnt out, right? I put a quote in my group today and it says, this year I choose to align and not to hustle. There's 2 ways of being successful. You could hustle. You get up at 5 a.m., work till 1 a.m., go. No sleep, team no sleep. I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to take care of myself. I'm going to hustle. I'm going to grind. I'm going to work my ass off, right? That is sustainable for 5 years. And then you crash and burn like I did and you wake up, you're like, what the fuck happened? I have all this shit, but I'm not happy. I'm unfulfilled, right? So now I'm like, damn, I'm not going anywhere. I'm in this for the long haul, not the sprint, but the marathon. I want decades of business growth. And I do that by taking care of myself, by taking naps, by getting massages, by eating good food and sleeping and having freedom and not having stress, not having negative toxic people, not having challenging issues that are caused by my lack of bad judgment, right? If I eat junk food, if I eat pizza every single night, the first night, it's good. Pizza and ice cream, yummy, delicious, right? After a few days, I start to get fat. I start to have high cholesterol. My heart starts to affect me. Anything done consistently, good or bad, will change your life, right? Change your life for the better or change your life for the worse. So I take naps. I'm a big proponent of naps, right? If you don't like naps, then you don't like me. because I'm a big believer in them. Obviously, you're not in a situation where you work from home, you can nap all the time. Some people, they'll nap and they'll sleep for 3 hours. I used to be like that too. But what ends up happening is when you nap for 2 20-minute sessions, you end up sleeping less. I sleep like 4 hours a night because it tricks your body going into a mode of conserving your energy, right? You go into deeper sleep, faster, deep sleep, deep work, you're awake and you're rejuvenated. In fact, if you look at wild animals, they take a lot of naps, right? Look at a lion and it looks like it's sleeping all day. It's napping, it's relaxing, then it goes out for the hunt. It goes out for the sprint, gets the food for the family, comes back, has sex, go to sleep, right? So the whole thing is that the whole 8 hours of sleep has only been around for the past 100 years. The 8 hours of sleep was created by the industrial age, by the people that don't want you to be successful. They don't want you to win. So they're like, go to school all your life, work at this boring ass job and be a good citizen. Just work, sleep for 8 hours, wake up, come back to work. It was because of the industrial age and because of the advent of electricity. Prior to 100 years, we would take naps throughout the day. Our ancestors out in the savannas of Africa, in the caves, they would hunt, be with their family, and then they would sleep as a family. Maybe one person would stay up so they didn't get attacked by a saber-toothed tiger, but you catch my drift, right? You have to go back to what works for you. Maybe you don't need 2 naps a day, maybe 1 nap, but switch your pattern up, right? A lot of what I've created in my life is testing out certain things. I try a no-carb diet. I try intermittent fasting. I try a high-carb diet. I sleep for 3 hours. I sleep for 10 hours. I take 2 naps throughout the day. I'm always testing stuff and I look at the results of my life, right? Am I happier? Is my bank account bigger? Am I helping more people? Am I getting more and more people that say, you know what, AJ, you changed my life? Then holy shit, I'm doing my job, right? Because if I'm happy, if I'm vibrating at a high state and I'm attracting what I want, money comes to me easily and effortlessly, then that's a great result. So whatever I'm doing in my life is making this result happen. So I continue it, right? Success leaves clues. And if you want to have the best results of your life, look at your daily habits. Like my man Greg says, he's the master coach of daily habits. He's killing it in my program. Follow him. He says, love all this. Damn happy I know you. Greg, I'm happy I know you. And you are a world-class coach. You are changing the world. Love your content. Keep on serving. Keep on giving. Changing lives. Cody says, I want your energy. You got me hooked right now. I'm telling you, man, take a nap and you'll have my energy. Ola just woke up from a nap, so she catches my drift. I'm telling you, please take care of yourself, right? You know, in the world of horse racing, you have these $1 million thoroughbreds, right? There's these horses that are worth $20, $30 million, right? Now, the owners of these $1 million thoroughbreds, they take care of them. They feed them the best food. They massage them. They sing lullabies to the horses. And they take them out on picnics and have horse picnics. They do very nice things for these horses. And these horses perform at a high level, right? They're going a buck wild at the big races, Belmont Stakes, right? They are winning horse races, but in their time that they're not racing, they're being pampered and taken care of, right? You are that $1 million racehorse. In fact, you're a $1 billion human being. And the more you treat yourself with care and respect and self-love, the happier you'll be and the more you can serve other people, right? That's why I pamper myself, right? In the past, I'm like, wait, what do I need a massage for? Why do I need to take a nap? Why do I need to eat healthy all the time? I could get away with screwing around, but the higher game that I play in life, the better I have to be. The more focused, the more present, the healthier, right? If I'm sick, you think I'm going to do this live? You think I'm going to do a seminar? I probably get sick twice a year and it's in and out. Even when I'm sick, I can still function. I used to get sick numerous times a year. I used to be down for the count in the wintertime. The whole time snot was coming out of my nose, you know? It was a bad look because I didn't take care of myself. I was drinking, I was partying, I was kissing people with cooties, you know? You do shit like that, you get sick. But I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't acting like the $1 million racehorse. So when you're acting and treating yourself like you're this amazing $1 billion human being, a work of art, this amazing creation with all of your intelligence, creativity, abundance, the ability to do whatever your heart desires, Holy shit, doesn't that feel good? You wake up every morning, you're like, what the fuck do I want in my life? Do I want to make $1 million? Do I want to find love? Do I want to get a six pack? I can do that. I could choose to live my life in a way that makes that a reality by the person that I become and the habits that I follow to make that a reality, right? Everything comes down to a daily action that you do, right? My money, my business is down to a daily action of adding value and making offers. Here I am, I'm adding value, giving. Then I'll make offers. I post stuff on my social media. I have Facebook ads. I'll slide up in your DM and sell you something. That's what I do, make you an offer, right? If you like this value, here's the way of working it with me on a higher level, okay? That puts money into the bank, which funds my lifestyle. So I could be happier, I could pamper myself, and at the same time, I could contribute. I could give back to charity. I could build a school in a third world country, right? Because money is a beautiful thing. People say, oh, money is not everything. Well, that's the people that don't have it. When you have money, you could give and create, right? If you have $1 million, you could literally build like 100 schools all around the world. Imagine how many kids' lives that'll be changed. You could do that if you want to. The person who is poor, the person who's broke, they don't have that capability. The thing was, it was Abraham Lincoln who had a great quote on that. I'm not going to screw up Abe's quote, but essentially it was the people that are poor, they cannot make a big change in this world, right? Of course, you could be a nice person, you could serve people and be nice to them, but I'm talking about the level of massive change, massive contribution, and charity, right? It's a level of you becoming wealthy, not just wealthy in monetary, wealthy in yourself, loving yourself, feeling rich, feeling abundant, and giving, right? Because let's say even Mother Teresa as a great example, right? You'd be like, oh, she's poor, but she gave. You know, Mother Teresa had like an elaborate team around her that they flew her around first class, and she was in a place where she was getting taken care of. She was fed the right foods, slept, took naps, her health, best doctors in the world. She had a whole crew around her. It is because she gave at such a high level, the universe gave back to her with all this abundance and opportunity. So she has to operate at her best. What I mean by that is, it's not about you having fur coats and diamond rings and Rolexes and Bentleys. There's nothing wrong with that. But the number one investment is taking care of yourself, becoming a better person, being pampered, getting massaged, getting enough sleep, getting to a place where you feel good every single day. People say, how do you have all this energy? Well, it's a product of design. I didn't come out of my mom's womb. Oh my God, I'm so passionate. I'm so happy. No, this is something I've built over time. Every single day I have a journal. I've not missed it for 12 years. 12 years I write in this journal every single day. And I'm like, what did I learn from today? What are the things that made me happy? What gave me the energy? What foods did I eat? What supplements did I take? Wow, if I do a live every single day in the middle of my living room, that shit will light me up. It'll give me so much energy, and I love it, and I become a better speaker, and I contribute, right? So all these things I'm testing, I'm tweaking, and then the results of my life show the results of my tests. But anyways, whoo! Self-care. I'm due for a nap, so I got to run. I also have another call scheduled. I forgot about that. But thank you so much for listening, for hearing my rant. And of course, if you're watching the replay, give me a quick thumbs up so I know you're watching it. And let me know where you're watching this from. I'm in New York. It's in the middle of a blizzard. There's feet of snow. And I'm covered, but it's all good. I'm here with you. So please, if you wrote where you're from, write one thing you're grateful for, right? I'm gonna watch this back. I'm gonna go back on your comments. But first, I must nap. I love you and I appreciate you. Talk to you soon.